Hello and welcome back to Esporter's Bronze to Mythic series. We're starting at Diamond 4. We had a good run with a 7-0 Knights deck in our last draft that pushed us almost up to Diamond 3. And we've been moving pretty quickly. We've got roughly 70% win rate in the format so far. Kind of using this as an opportunity to farm gems as we kind of understand the format pretty well. And kind of good prep for this weekend's Arena Open. So excited to see what we get here. Again, if you don't know what Esporter is, we take players, put them on teams, give them professional coaches, guide them through weeks of training, practices, scrimmages that all culminate into championship tournaments for prizes. If you're interested in joining us, come check us out at esporter.win. It's a ton of fun. We would love to have you. Let's dive right in here. Okay, let's see what we got. Invasion of Kaldheim. Alright, Invasion of Kaldheim I do not think is one that I am particularly excited about jumping on as soon as possible. 48% win rate in the format. Merciless Repurposing. Streetwise Negotiator. Wrath Weatherlight Stalwart. So I'll be honest, unfortunately in this format you kind of can lock in early and sort of force it. There's a very high likelihood that from this pack we wield the Sigiled Sentinel, so we can take Wrath and then go right into something like the Sigiled Sentinel on the wheel, and that puts us in a position to be in the best deck early. And what I've noticed is people will start to take the Marshals of Zhalfir immediately. I think objectively cards like this Streetwise Negotiator, Merciless Repurposing, a little bit better, but it not necessarily doesn't necessarily lead us to as strong of an immediate line into a deck. From here, Refusal is great in any blue deck, but especially in this Knights deck because you wind up getting to use all of your vigilant attackers, and then Artistic Refusal is held up in the late game. I think this is actually just the best card in the pack. Cryptomancer's good, Title Terror is good, New Zoomian Format is a premium 2-drop. A lot of good cards here as we kind of look around at what else we have access to. No one that I know, and the nice thing too is that some of these draft pods are somewhat squishy. I don't want to talk down on them too much, but people aren't necessarily always taking the best cards out of here. Zhalfir and Lancer, we're going to take our first Marshal of Zhalfir here. This is kind of what I'm talking about, right? People speculate, take other cards. Someone took a rare and a common over the Lancer, over Preening Champion. So we're going to take the Marshal of Zhalfir here, and I think there's a high chance that we get at least one more throughout the draft. And that's really all you need to have a pretty good 7-win deck in the farm. We won't see Preening Champion. We could see the Land. We could see Lancer. We could see Meeting of Minds come back. There's a bunch of cards we'd like to see here come back. I would even take the Negate. I probably wouldn't play it, but it does do a decent Cyber Cryptomancer impersonation. Cyber Cryptomancer, I would say, is what we want from like an A tier hexproof Negate-esque spell. But Negate, stops Breach of the Multiverse. Negate stops bigger spells that could, prove troublesome for the Knights deck here. We will take the Marshal, though. Good start to this draft so far. All right, so here's the first time where we do not see an opportunity to be strictly Knights. Oh, the Protocol Knight. I think we are going to continue just marching down the Knights line. The Protocol Knight in the Knights deck is extremely powerful. It's fine, and then in the Knights deck it goes up to being actively desirable and good. I think here the better cards though, Overgrown Pest, which is better than Sandstalker Moloch, and those are 1 and 2. I would play Traumatic Revelation. Protocol Knight is very much so like a C-level card in this deck and in general. The right pick, actually, in order to stay open, might be taking the Overgrown Pest, but I don't mind continuing to send the signal of, hey, you don't get to be Knights today. Cut Short, I would play 1 Cut Short. It's fine. It's nothing too crazy. But Title Terror is actively desirable, and there's a world where Cut Short wheels actually around to us at pick 13. So Title Terror is going to be the pickup here. It's a nice top end, a good card for if we are just looking to cycle for lands too. Hopefully that won't come up too often. I actually think in the Knights deck, Title Terror is a little bit less desirable than like the blue-black or the green-blue splish-splash decks, but it's still fine. Now that I'm talking myself into Cut Short right now, I think we might see the other Title Terror on the wheel, and I think I am going to take this cut short here. Because again, like earlier, I was talking about the Convoking, I was talking about being able to use the Convoke spells well with Artistic Refusal. Kind of the same deal for cut short here. Alabaster Host Intercessor, not a bad card in the slightest, but it's also not anything that we're like, oh, we have to have this. We're happy to pick it up here. Wary Thespian, underrated 2-drop in the format, would definitely take that. We'll catch up a little bit. All right, so we get to pick 7. We see a Merciless Repurposing. We're going to keep our eyes open for whether or not Black-Blue is open. I don't necessarily think it is because of this coming late, but it is a good card coming later than it should. Zephyr Shapecraft works really well with the Incubate tokens. Fine in the Knights deck. It looks like we're a little bit cut, but we're going to continue to stay the course for now. So this is like a maybe. Vanquish the Weak coming around on the wheel. We don't really care about either the Scob or the Warden, so we're going to keep an eye open still for this blue-black deck. Title Terror does come back around on the wheel, as well as Invasion of Ulgrotha. I think we still want to stay blue if possible. Aetherblade Agent, I think, is probably a little bit better than the Title Terror, actually. 54.7 across all decks for the title. For the Aetherblade Agent, Title Terror has a 54.9. So Title Terror is a little bit better. We'll see how the rest of this shakes out. Happy to get a land here. That's great for whether or not we go into white or black, with blue being our base. So this is a maybe. These are yeses if we're in black. Let's keep it over here for now until we upgrade it. And we'll go like this. Yeah, I'm not mad. Our top end's looking pretty nice. We'll take a Rona here. We're not going to play Ichor Shade or Anake Javelineer. And she's only going to get played in the world where we have to flip over to black-blue and we're kind of scrambling for some playables. She's definitely not bad, though. It doesn't look like Knights is particularly open, but we're going to keep an eye out because as things go the other way, the person next to me who I've been passing to has not been receiving a Knights are open signal. So we will see what we get here. I think we'll take the Flywheel Racer. There could be a world where we're scramble-ish-ing for playables. Not really. But we're keeping it open, essentially, where black or blue are okay options for us right now. We'll go like this and kind of see what we get with blue being our base. Not that blue is anything special for us right now. I actually think our black... Marshall's our best card in our pile. Raph is also very good. So I think ideally we want to play the cards that are the best cards. Artistic Refusal and Marshall of Zephyr are our 2 strongest cards. But Merciless is good removal. I'm happy with it. 57.9% win rate card. So let's see what we get here. Croxa, okay, and Rankle. Another Refusal and Knight of the Coalition. We would really like this Knight of the New Coalition. And it might be the pick, just based on what we currently have. Let's lay it out by mana cost again. We haven't really seen many Preening Champions. Artistic Refusal, I do want another. But taking another 6-drop now before we shore up the rest of the deck feels a little bit irresponsible. The Knight of the New Coalition is one of the top performing white commons. It's actually the top performing white creature common, and it's what we want in this deck. Just a critical mass of Knights. We didn't see the Sigil Sentinel in the last pack come back on the wheel. I think there are better cards here. Informant's good. These are both good red-black rares that you'd love to play. Collective Nightmare is good. I'm going to take the Knight here and see if we can keep building towards this and kind of just put ourselves in the strongest deck. Tetsuko is a really nice pickup. I think we continue to build out our blue base to set ourselves up with good cards. This does not give us a good wheel, though. Like, what do we want on the wheel here? Is it like Attentive Sky Warden, which we probably don't play? So we're going to take the Tetsuko, and we're going to see where we end up. The world where we should maybe keep an eye open for fixing. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So it does look like Knights are being cut. So at this point, we want to strongly consider... We can take another Protocol Knight here, which I don't mind. It's either Protocol Knight or Ichor Drinker here. Converter Beast is probably the strongest card. Moloch's really good. Converter Beast and Moloch are the 2 strongest cards in there in green. We're pretty far from going into green, though. So we can kind of stay the course here if we shore up our position with a couple more mid-game plays and early game plays. We haven't seen any angelic interventions or aerial boosts, but I'm going to stay the course for the moment and see if we can get a little lucky. Invasion of Belenon's playable, Ebola Slinger, Cyber Cryptomancer, lots of good green going around. Herbology Instructor, your absolute nightmare. I'm going to take the Invasion of Belenon here. This is a really, really close one between that and the Bola Slinger. Invasion of Belenon just doesn't... It's better in this deck than in others at a 54.6% win rate. But the Bola Slinger is just, across all decks, 55.7, and the white-blue deck specifically 57.3. I think we're going to take the Bola Slinger here. It's probably more important as just like a really solid creature. Okay. Quendy's interesting. We also haven't seen any 2-drops, the 3/1 2-drops. First strike have double strike, huh? Alright, so right now nothing for us has first strike. But he is a knight, so he does get pumped by the marshal. And he is another 4-drop. Scrollshift's fine. I don't really think I'm going to play that. Alabaster Host Sanctifier might also be a fine include, just as another 2. Kind of does something for us. I'll take that here. We're kind of too heavy at 5. We don't necessarily want to play that. We're too heavy at 4, but we will. Okay, yeah. See, I think I've gone down a path of potentially forcing this a little too much. These Protocol Knights, we don't want to play both of them. We will, but this is a lot of 4s right now, so I'm feeling pretty heavy, and Aerial Boost is a really nice pickup for us here. We kind of pretty desperately needed that. Okay, Assimilate Essence is really nice. Temporal Cleansing is really nice. I think we're going to go with the Assimilate Essence. The Cleansing is great, and it does... this is really close. They're literally the exact same win rate in this deck. Across all decks, Assimilate Essence is a little bit better than Temporal Cleansing. I like that it's another early play for us in the Essence, but the Cleansing is very good. We could see another Cleansing on the wheel. Pick 9. Pick 9, Refusal. Cool. We do see the Attentive Skywarden like we thought we were going to. I think I will take that here just to fill our 3 slot with a creature. Woof. We don't care about anything here. Alright, so we're close-ish to playables. We would like another strong card, maybe Angelic Intervention, maybe an Preening Champion, or an Aerial Boost. Invasion of Belenon on the wheel here is nice, because we will play that. Maybe some Eyes of Jataxis. Yeah, we haven't necessarily seen that. Oh, Quendy comes back. I actually don't think Quendy's that good, but if we can get any of the 3/1 first strike when a knight enters the battlefield, we would play him. We're already a little glutted on our 4 slot here, but if we can load up the 2s, load up the 4s, and be a little low on 3s, that's probably okay. 3/6 is a little high for an average cost for the deck here. So we're looking to lower our curve. We're looking to replace Host Sanctifier, Zephyr, and Shapecraft. So first we got to make playables. Damn. We're not happy with any of this. Galta and Mavrin is probably the best card in the pack. Honestly, the responsible pick is probably just to take the Order of the Mirror. But I'm not even that happy with that. It is playable in this deck, but is it actively desirable? And probably not. And will it wheel? Probably. But with Tetsuko, it gets a little better. With Marshall, it's better. It's something to do on 3. I'm going to take it. Alright, so I'm going to say that those are the 2 that we kind of don't care about all that much. Grim Grin. I think we're going to take Grim Grin. I think we're going to take Grim Grin here and look for some fixing. We're probably actually now going to play this Flywheel Racer. Grim Grin's just so good. Yeah, I think we have to do that. So we make those 2 cuts. Probably going to cut one of these Protocol Knights. Maybe both, to be honest. We don't really want this many 4-drops. Yeah, unfortunately, going down this path of somewhat forcing this deck, has led to minor ruin. The deck's not bad, but will the deck get 7 wins through Diamond? Probably not. This is looking more like a 3 or 4 win type deck. Ooh, Xerix Strobe Knight's a huge pickup for us as far as dispersal as well. We're at 13-8, so we have to take the Strobe Knight here because we need a 3-drop, and the Knight, it being a Knight, is really big game. But as far as dispersal, just so good. 60% win rate, and Xerix Strobe Knight 58.9. Not that we're all about win rates, and when you think about what the deck is calling for, the deck's calling for upgrades at 3, really. Which is, dispersal is a big upgrade at 3. But I think we are going to take it because it makes more Knights. We have the Marshal to kind of help with that. Maybe there's a world where we get it back, which is unlikely but possible. Blight Reaper Thallid here. Best card in the pack. Cyber Cryptomancer I'm also interested in. Temporal Cleansing I'm also interested in. 14-8 right now. I don't mind taking the Cryptomancer here and upgrading our 2 a bit. Transcendent Message in this deck is also quite good. We don't really... Temporal Cleansing actually might be a better pickup here than the Transcendent Message. 57.5 win rate on the Temporal Cleansing versus a 55.2 for the Transcendent Message. We don't have any Eyes of Jataxis. So because of that, I'm going to go with the Message here. We're kind of low on interaction. Cut short. Okay. Well, we might have just passed the inflection point where interaction is gone. Okay, so I don't really think we care about the Invasion of Vryn. Turns down a little bit. Because it's just a little bit slow in this deck. It draws us cards and stuff, but at least the Invasion of Xerix helps us remove a blocker and then push against opponent's tempo. I don't think we also care about Quendi. He just doesn't have any real synergies that we care that much about. We might be cutting Grimgrin. It was a cute thought, but I don't know that we actually get there with it. We're going to take another Host Intercessor here because he does play nicely on 2. On the wheel, we're probably going to struggle a bit here. Yeah, are we going to play a second Sky Warden? Probably not, so do we try and make someone else's deck worse? Yeah. It's like take the uncommon for the Vault. Yeah, okay, Jury. I think there was probably a white-black line we could have went down, maybe a blue-black line that would have been a bit better than what we wound up with here. I think it's probably best not to mess with our mana base, although Grimgrin is extremely powerful. I don't think that it's... Kithikin Billy Rider is a Knight, and maybe in this deck she's a little bit better than something like the Attentive Sky Warden. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's the Double Strike that does a lot for us there. The Knight, she gets a pump as a Knight. We only have the single Marshal Zalfir. The first pack kind of lied to us a little bit. Okay, then we have one more Includes. We're at 14-8, so ideally that would be one more creature. Would be the Host Sanctifier. I think that probably is better because it helps pull down our curve a bit. A little bit. It's probably close to 3.5-ish, but like, let's be real, these are actually 2s. Couple of refusals, message. This is not bad, but is it as good as the last one? No. We have a couple of ways to get in damage on the Invasion of Belenon. We definitely are going to hit early and be able to push early damage, draw through the rest of the deck, have some fine interaction. We are lacking on interaction with our opponent's stuff. Artistic Refusal, that takes 6 to get to. Alright, so my prediction is probably 3-3 through Diamond, which is fine. That will literally hold us stagnant at this rank, but yeah, we definitely need some good drops to get us to 7. So next thing we're going to do is jump into the gameplay. Alright, we've got match 1. We're again at Diamond 4. Probably looking to shoot, if we can get somewhere around 3-3 for this, that would be nice. It's not a good starting hand with our opponent going first. I think we probably have to toss this one back in favor of something more aggressive. We have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops that we would like to have in our hand. So, yeah, it's not that much better, but we have both of our colors. And we don't necessarily have to toss the Intercessor, but we can. So as far as double pips, we have double blues, and we never have double white. So I'm going to toss a Plains back, and we also have the Intercessor to go get another land. Rough. Okay. This might be problematic for us. Kite Sail, that's okay to start. We really could use a hit here. That's pretty bad. An equip here from opponent might be good for us. Waste a little bit of time. Oppo decides to keep his hand. If he passes here, that does help us gain back a little bit of the tempo that we've literally currently been losing. Alright, so he likely has an Assimilate Essence, I guess. So I think I'd rather have Inga get assimilated than Knight a New Coalition. Okay, good for us. We don't need this land. I am interested in Xerxing and then being able to hit the invasion. Sure. 5 next turn. So we can get out Knight and then hold up Aerial Boost. And then invasion the following turn. Yeah. So let's do the invasion on top, actually. 2 lands to the bottom, so now it's getting to that 6 might be somewhat challenging here. Xerx on top was great. Now the bounce here makes a ton of sense for us. I almost want to get the Knight and hold up. He's got Menace. Yeah, let's make him really waste most of that mana. He could have the Assimilate Essence here, which would be pretty bad. But it's actually okay. He spent so much money to equip. It's his Cyber Cryptomancer. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Might put us in a pretty bad situation here. We're still going to attack this invasion. Odds are that he chumps, if I were to guess. Yeah. Okay, he's able to push a ton of damage right here. This could put us in a pretty bad position. He's just able to keep... He hasn't really tossed anything, which is good that he's not digging into his deck, but that just means he has... He thinks he has whatever he needs to win the game. Sure. Okay. Get to Knight and then still hold up boost. Oh, why would it switch? It had the white mana and then it switched. It's unfortunate. We literally can't win now. Well, we couldn't win anyway because he has the Menace on the beat stick. Yeah, that was pretty good. Very little we could do there, so... Alright. Yeah, we should have probably mulliganed the second hand as well, unfortunately. But I think mulling to 5 would have been a guaranteed loss, and at least maybe we had a chance there. But again, just not having a play till 4 was too painful. Okay, so that first one was pretty bad. That was rough. We gotta maybe be a little more disciplined with the mulligans. I think no matter what, it feels awful on the draw to mull to 5. Like, you're already starting down as far as your ability to like win a game on the draw. So that was just a stinker. We'll see how the rest of it goes. It should be a bit better than that. All right, game 2. Let's get it. There you go. That's a good starting hand. Even though Oppo goes first, it's pretty nice. Gonna be able to go 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, thinking back to the draft too, I think there were certainly... Hello. Oh, does that mean he thinks he crushed us? I don't like when people good game right immediately. All right, buddy. We don't need to listen to it. Like, you got a 2-drop. Is maybe saying good... I don't know. That's whatever. I don't care to speculate about salty players. At least Xerx will get rid of his 3/3. Doesn't seem like he's really having a tough time, though. Get out Billy Rider here. Turn 4 will Invasion of Xerix. He'll make the guy, he'll make his Phyrexian Incubator this end of my turn. Yeah, in the draft, it definitely seemed like black was pretty open. Our first couple of picks being, you know, Raph into Artistic Refusal and then Marshal of Zephyr. I think I think Transcendent Message like helps us really outvalue him throughout the rest of the game. But Raph can kind of do a similar thing. I think we get rid of the Host Intercessor here. Then we'll take 3, and we'll be able to bounce, and then swing everything at the invasion. Okay. That's totally fine for us. It's got a chump here, or let us flip, and I think both we're happy with. Applies a Final Flourish. Can set. Okay, that's true. He's probably going to use the Final Flourish, sack Nezumi Informant to kill the Vertex Paladin. Yeah, like pack 1, pick 4, we probably should have taken the Overgrown Pest instead of the Protocol Knight. Then instead of the Cut Short at pick 5, we probably could have taken a Tidal Terror instead of the Cut Short, or even the Stormclaw Rager to speculate, but that would have been a little far from what we were doing. I think pick 6 was right. Well, Wary Thespian instead of the Alabaster Host Intercessors. Then we would have had an Overgrown Pest and a Wary Thespian, kind of moving into green, Merciless Repurposing. Arachnoid Adaptation, yep. Vanquish the Weak we still take. Aetherblade Agent we take in black, so then we kind of wind up in black-green through the rest of the pack. Guardian of Girapar, huh? Okay. Don't love that. Really don't want to have to just toss another, but I'm okay with it. We get to hold up Refusal for the following turn, which is not the worst. Let's see if they want to make a trade here. Alright, so now we still get to hold up Refusal for whatever they're looking to pump out. Yeah, then as we went into pack 2, we would have been a bit of a black-green base with some of the initial blue-white picks. Instead of taking the Night and New Coalition, pack 2, pick 1, we could have taken Collective Nightmare into another Merciless Repurposing. Yeah, it would have been much, much better. So we're black-green at this point. Then we take Sandstalker Moloch or Converter Beast. Like, we just had so many more options. Let's see what he's doing here. I've been, actually, as I've climbed the ranks, I've been noticing people are not running into Artistic Refusal as often as they were in the lower ranks. People, like, they see you leaving up 6 mana, like, yeah, sure, like, the first thing we can get. Yeah, let's do it. I like that that kind of shuts him down from a tempo perspective. We get to push back even harder. What does Marshall do here? Marshall actually does a decent amount for us. I think we maybe toss this Transcendent Message. Yeah, that kind of hurts, but that's okay. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can really swing. And then we play Tetsuko, and then we just, yeah, we're not going to leave up Refusal. I think now it's just important that we push back. Give ourselves unblockable. Yeah, if he has to use removal on Marshall, that's totally fine with us. Can't swing here. Kithikin, Billy Riders, unblockable. This is pretty good as well. Alright, so let's go to combat. And we'll hold up Refusal for the next turn. And we do have lethal. So as long as they don't play something that really ends the game for us. A land into Sunfall, plains into Sunfall will be no good. But I think holding up the refusal here is the pick. Yeah, so back to the draft. Yeah, had we moved into black-green, we had and then we got the Herbology Instructor or the Elvish Vat Keeper. Black-green was almost certainly the play. So we'll draft properly in the next one, and we'll see the deck that we wind up with. Because the black-green deck, we had an Unseal come late to us, had an Arachnoid Adaptation, and just like a bunch of playable cards. And then, all right, we will refuse that. Good game. And then as we open pack 3, pick 1, we're able to grab Galta and Mavrin. We haven't really, or maybe we take the Tangled Skyline or Scorn Blade Berserker, because we don't really have anything to splash white. So we kind of continue along. Yep, that's kind of what this deck should play out like. Pretty solid. Good attackers, decent interaction. Yeah, but back to the draft. And then the Grim Grin that we see at pack 3, pick 2, we could have maybe splashed if we're in green-black, and then we start to look for a little... We still take Grim Grin, or we could take Ayara, which totally works too. Like, both of those are good options. Probably still take the Grim Grin. Then we take the Phyrexian Gargantua. Then we take... maybe a Far's Dispersal and start to think about the teeny splash of blue. Then we get a pick 5 Blight Reaper Thallid. Like, yeah, that deck would have been real good. This one still could perform, especially if we're going to curve out. We have protection for the Marshal here. We get the Tranquil Cove on 1. Beautiful. Alright, I think I'm going to play Wrath because it is an appealing removal target. And I would rather protect our Marshal for later game shenanigans if possible. I'm going to actually like pretend to pass. Oh, oops. No. I'm cool with giving Wrath a counter here. He can still vanquish it, but Final Flourish, he would have to have a Deadly Derision to get rid of that, and it just becomes a big pain in the butt. Don't love that. It is okay, though. We did not mill the worst stuff. Toss a land. We can't even flip this, so we're just going to play Marshal. We can cast Transcendent Message for nothing. Leaving up the 2 at least makes him think that we might have Assimilate Essence and scare him a little bit. I do like the Invasion of Xerix here and getting the immediate flip, because he's probably going to single spell if I were to make a guess. Ooh, interesting. Okay. He's going to use it to kill the Marshal here. Rough. Okay. Not the best turn for us, but at least we got to use our mana effectively. Ooh, that is gross. That is gross and a really big problem, especially because we've gotten off to this slow start, so I'm pretty concerned about that. Okay. And we unfortunately don't even get to flip the invasion. Oh, gross. He's got a Dispersal in hand. We might be in trouble. Yeah, I think it just got off to, again, too slow a start. And I don't even actually necessarily think we have, like, a really slow deck. I think we've just been getting... No. This was still a keep. Marshal and Wrath in hand. I'm trying to figure out whether or not this was actually a mulligan. I don't think it was. Yeah, we didn't see the pieces that make this deck truly explosive and difficult to handle. We didn't see a single Swordsworn Cavalier. We didn't see, which is wild. That just means there was someone else. There was someone else at the table in Knights, kind of sniping all of those from us. Yeah, we took a pack 3 pick 1 Order of the Mirror. Like, that's awful. Like, that's real bad. So yeah, forcing this was definitely not the play. We'll probably get, if we can get to 3, we'll be happy. But I don't see it being a whole lot more successful than that. This would have been a tough one to navigate, but I do think the black-green deck splashing a little bit of blue might have been a bit better. Uppo replays Glissa here. Makes sense. Probably gonna incubate twice if I'm the guess. Mm-hmm. We can get a draw 5. I think we draw 5 on his turn. Instead of Invasion of Belanon, draw 2. Invasion of Belanon, draw 3. I don't hate that. Or would we rather have a draw 5? We have to find something that gets rid of Glissa, and unfortunately... Well, Cut Short could do it, and that drawing 5 could maybe get us there. Alabaster Host Intercessor could do it. I think one of those could be at the bottom. Maybe that was last game. Oh, no, or maybe milled? No, there's... Alright, so we probably will hit removal for it. Between Cut Short and 2 Alabasters. So let's draw 5. Yeah, and these higher level, as we get into creep into Diamond, start heading towards Mythic, these higher level drafts are just going to be so critical that we take what we're being given instead of trying to just elbow our way into the best decks. Oof. Well, we're probably not blocking anyway. We'll draw 5. We do get removal for Glissa. We get removal for Glissa, we get a blocker, but he's going to be able to flip Amonkhet, which is kind of gross. Grabs our Tidal Terror. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably game. We're in bad shape right now. And then Invasion of Old Growth as a problem. If we nab the Convert, I'm fairly certain it comes back as just the 4/4, but we've got to get Glissa, so it's not even an option. We'll have 8 mana, so we can do Glissa in the Tetsuko. Or we can do Alabaster Host Intercessor, get Glissa into Tetsuko. Then we got a Chump Blocker. Ooh, Raph's interesting. You know, he doesn't have a way to pump the team, but that is interesting over the Tidal Terror. He's got removal for Alabaster. We're just kind of done. Oh gosh, Tandem Takedown. Yeah, he pays 3, Tandem Takedown. Brutal. Yep. Gets to get the Host Intercessor on, I would say, like Raph and the Grandmother. Just to make sure that, you know, if I had something... Yeah, 2 down the Halo Forge is probably wrong, just because you miss a point of damage there. He's going to still get the Glissa triggers at the beginning of combat. Pretty brutal. He's going to be able to flip all of them this turn. So that gives him 8, 12, 17. 17 damage, 2 off lethal. He's going to incubate twice. And it was probably better for him to just transform all incubator tokens, swing out. Would have put us at 2. But instead, like this, he doesn't... We are going to chomp here. Yeah, and he's definitely got it, unfortunately. Well, it's not completely over. It is like 98% over. But, no, it's over. It's over. We would need like an Invasion of Fiora or like a board wipe. Alright, so now we need to mulligan pretty aggressively for super aggressive hands here. I think we can get this one. Yeah, I think without some of these key pieces, it's just not as good, right? When you have to play Billy Riders, Cut Short, and like Invasion of Belanon, just a bunch of stuff that you don't care about. Yeah. A little too much top and takes too long to get to. Like, we're not casting this forever. We don't really build a wide board. We're missing Eyes of Taxis. We didn't see... There were obviously 2 other blue drafters and then 1 other night drafter at the table. Had we gone black-green there, I think the deck would have been a bit more functional and probably just better equipped to deal with multiple bombs. All right, fighting for our lives here. The good starting hand. We get to go first for once. We finally win a flip. Opponent takes a mulligan. That could be good for us. Opponent takes 2 mulligans. He might just concede on the spot. Not that I would ever wish that on anyone, but two mulligans is painful. Oh, here we go. Xeric Strobe Knight on 3 is pretty good. I don't really care about flipping the order. I think us investing too much into it is just like an opportunity for disaster. Final Flourish, bit of a bummer. No blocks there. We do have a Night Out. I like getting the Protocol Night Out. Or what? We flip. I like Protocol Knight. Kind of continues to use all of our mana efficiently. We get to kind of take back some tempo from the guy who, you know, double mulliganed. Okay, that's alright for us. We get to flip Belenon this turn. That's great. He's got no mana, so we can swing. Yeah, this is a pretty big game. It does notably turn off Tetsuko's ability for everyone, but that is okay. If we get a land, we can go flip Order into Kithik and Billy Rider. I would totally take... Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm going to wait to cast that, though. I am going to flip the Order here. I think I'm happy to trade with whichever one he wants to give me. Sure. And then next turn, if we hit a land, we get to Alabaster Host Intercessor, and hopefully that's enough to kind of push through and make it tough for him. Double blocking the Protocol Knight is probably what I would have done there in hindsight, and I'm glad that he didn't, because I think that, you know, living the Math is for Blockers lifestyle is very risky. You should probably plan that out for an extra half second next time. Tetsuko on his Wary Thespian going to be pretty good. Do hit the land. So we get rid of the Wary Thespian here. And then that allows what? It allows him to still do a similar double block. We can get rid of Tetsuko, and then he doesn't have blockers. Swing with the Order. Order and Protocol. The problem with the Protocol is he gets a double block, and we go a 4-mana creature for a 2-mana creature. How much do we care about just like getting his 2-drop? Let's swing with the Order and see what we get here. He might just take it. In order for this to work, he would have to go Negotiator, Blade Master. He can't kill it. Essentially, whatever he does is a chump here. I'm going to take away the Negotiator because everything else does not block well. He has to leave up all his mana just to activate the Blade Master. Can't double block us. Swinging out wins us the game. Sure. Yeah, I would rather use the Intercessor on one of those. Is it still a swing out? So he goes Thespian to order, trade. Tetsuko bounce, block the 4/5, so he takes 2. Yeah, okay. I think it is a swing out here. What's best blocks for him? I think the best blocks for him are... Okay, so he eats Tetsuko, bounce, block, take 4, then he loses next turn. I think he has to do Wary Thespian to order. And then he doesn't get to kill anything else. He has to do Wary Thespian. Interesting. To get back the Streetwise Negotiator, okay. This is lethal next turn, so I guess we'll see. Is it lethal next turn? I mean, yeah, with the Billy Rider, he didn't know that he had that. That we had that. Oh, I shouldn't have played that land. Should have kept that in hand. It's not a huge deal. He does have another blocker. He has 2 more blockers. Well, he's 1 now. Simulate Essence definitely helps us as he's getting mana screwed. He could do Tetsuko to Tetsuko. Negotiator to one of the 4/5s. Take 4. Yeah. Sure. Interesting. Right, he's like, if I'm going to chump anyway, I may as well get rid of the Billy Rider. That makes sense. And then you got to block the order here. Oh, that's... Oh, it's not lethal. He's alive by 1. But actually, this happens first because this is an on-death trigger. Yeah, he didn't realize that. It's not like Lifelink where that happens at the same time. It's an on-death trigger. So the life all happens first, and then the on-death trigger goes on the stack. So the game sees him dying first, and then deals with that. Yeah, so Oppo didn't like necessarily need to lose that one. Well, he was going to lose no matter what. Unfortunately, the Molda 5 put him too far behind from a mana perspective. He was probably just sitting on a card he couldn't play. But that last, he didn't have to lose on that turn. He had 1 more draw. Alright, into match 5 for our life. We're going to keep it because we have the Assimilate Essence and the Cut Short, but I don't think it's good. It's a little scary. Oppo's already getting ahead of us on cards. Kind of scary. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to be much more thoughtful about value, about how we are in the drafts. Because at these higher levels, we're just going to be playing kind of the juiced up versions of every deck. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. We'll probably get a land drop here. Yeah. Another tap land, eh? Okay. I would love to counter your Rampaging Raptor. Nothing would make me happier. That's cool. Nice and slow, take our time. Marshall into holding up Cut Short? I like Marshall into attacking maybe, or maybe Tetsuko into attacking. Because I want the Marshall to be able to get a pump later and be effective. I don't want the Furnace Gremlin to get any value here. And I kind of like that we get to hold up cut short. It's just not worth killing just yet. The Furnace Gremlin, even though it can... Oh! As long as they enter the battlefield this turn, huh? It's unfortunate. That Zergo no Jitai is probably like one of the most powerful cards in the set. Bar none. Oh jeez, look at the top three, put one of them into your hand, the rest in the bottom in any order. Then you can bounce them back to your hand, so essentially it dodges all sorcery speed removal. Or, yeah. He is going to leave it out though. I don't hate that. Okay. Neither of these are knights. I kind of like going Marshall into getting rid of Zergo and Ojutai after an attack. Is that just too hasty? Yeah, he could just have too much momentum if I'm not careful here. I am going to cut short Zergo and Ojutai though. And we're going to tap Tetsuko. Alright, so we got one turn of value from Zergo and Ojutai, but we've dealt with two of his massive bombs. I think his deck is objectively stronger than ours, so... You can Volcanic Spite for value. Ooh, or you can Lithomantic Barrage for value. It's pretty sweet. Woof. Alright, so if we get hit a couple lands here, I was going to say, we can go Protocol Knight to lock him down. Agar down for a turn. Or two. We are going to send, because I think we need to start pushing a little. So Agar's not going to be able to attack, and then we get to Alabaster Host Intercessor next turn. Quintorius, yo, this guy's deck is bananas. So obviously, like, he's one of those people who's like, you know, had an open red seat and then was able to reap the benefits of all the incredible cards. Gross, 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 gross. Maybe the answer is get rid of Quintorius right now instead of Agar. I can't even cast that. Oh my goodness gracious. Yo, we might be screwed. Crap. Alright, no attacks from us. Yo, I don't... The level of power of the cards in our deck is not up to snuff with Quintorius, Zergo Ojutai, Rampaging Raptor. No fear from Oppo here. Brutal. We are going to have to save this. We're going to use... Let's use Tetsuko? The message is probably too slow, but is that how we win? Maybe we toss the Strobe Knight because it's a bad blocker. And we're not going to be double spelling anytime soon. It's how we win because we just, you know, get ahead of him on cards. I don't know. I don't know. We're probably going to hit a land next turn, which means we get to get rid of Quintorius. Quintorius. Non-creature, non-lands. So two great instances to choose from. Gross! Oh, I'm gonna vomit. I'm so scared. Yeah, I don't know if we... This is not... This is an attack all 8, 12, 16, 22, 26. I block... 22, 20. I'm down to 1. Woof. Holy crapola. I have to block here, I have to block here, and I'm down to 3. Brutal, 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 brutal. What just happened here? What? I'm just because there was 4 damage, and when the knight dies, it no longer has the +1/+1, so it has the 4 damage on it, and it dies. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we lose here no matter what. We get rid of Agar, he pumps the Chiron, GG's. Okay, no tax. Alrighty. It got 2. We said it would get 3. It was at these higher levels, you really got to go with what you're given, and here we kind of forced a little too hard. So we will know that for next time. The only thing it's hurting is our 70% win rate, but that's what's going to happen. I have 70% through platinum, and then we hit diamond to mythic, and it's going to be like, okay, welcome to 58 to 60% win rate land. Very fun. Cool. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Again, come check us out at esporter.win. Our limited classes take place with Alex Kortikal's Nikolic every Thursday night or Sunday morning. We switch off weeks so that people in Europe can have a good time to participate as well. Our weekly scrimmages, drafts, and monthly tournaments for prizes. Come check us out at esporter.win or join our Discord. I'm Quente. See you later.